Display system. The user can handle the G2 by using the touchscreen feature. If the operator uses the G2 with touchscreen, the system provides the option to switch between right-hand or left-hand mode. Depending on the selected mode, the operation buttons will be moved to the respective side. S mode and sailing mode. The system offers two different modes for navigation, S mode and sailing mode. Both fulfill all requirements for a safe navigation and can offer all relevant information. S mode provides a more traditional ECTA screen layout with a fixed information display on the left-hand side that allows for a faster familiarization of new bridge personnel or temporary staff, e.g. pilots. Sailing mode does not have this fixed information display. Instead, you can customize it with different info labels to display exactly the information you require for the current situation at a position of your choice.
Starting sequence. To start up the system, the operator needs to press the power switch of the display panel. The start screen labelled Eglobe M ECTIS Header will be displayed. To start the ECTIS, select Navigation Mode. Note: if no action is taken, the navigation mode starts automatically after 10 seconds. The ECTIS will start in sailing mode, with the settings which have been activated before shutting down the navigation mode. Note: after pressing the power switch, it will turn green to indicate that it is switched on. If the brightness of the display is changed, the intensity of the power switch's light will change accordingly. At zero display light, the power switch will not be illuminated if turned on. UPS. An ECTIS is usually connected to an uninterrupted power supply, or UPS. The G2 might consist of a PC combined display panel, in which case it is connected to the general and emergency power system. Make sure that the ECTIS is additionally equipped with a separate UPS. If so, the UPS has to be switched on before the G2 is started. Note: it is very rare that the G2 is connected to a UPS due to dual power supply. Shutdown activation. Click on Settings in the taskbar. From the pop-up window, select Exit Navigation Mode. The Start screen will come up, where you can click on System Shutdown. The Confirmation Required window pops up. Confirm shutdown by clicking Yes. The system will shut down and the power switch turns red. System dongle and ID. The G2 is not fitted with a security lock, dongle, and does not require one. The hardware unit has an ID and a license file, which contains the unique serial number directly related to the hardware.
Screen overview in sailing mode. In this course, every unit will start in sailing mode. The screen in sailing mode is divided into three main sections. The first section is the taskbar located on the right-hand side of the screen. It allows switching between several different views and tasks. Note, the operator can hide the taskbar by clicking on the arrow button. The second section is the toolbar, which is located at the screen's bottom. Here you can select tools and settings. The third section is the remaining space of the screen, which contains the chart pane. Permanent indications. Some events in the system do not need immediate response and therefore do not trigger any alert. These events are displayed in the permanent indications at the top of the chart pane. The newest message in the system will always be displayed. If several permanent indications are available, a drop-down menu will appear on the left-hand side of the element. Touchscreen settings. The operator can handle the Eglobe G2 by using the touchscreen. Click on the Settings button in the taskbar. Select the System Settings tab. To activate the touchscreen feature, select the Use Touchscreen Settings checkbox. The system will activate the on-screen virtual keyboard and virtual number pad. If the touchscreen setting is deactivated, the cursor will be displayed and the cursor readout will be operational. The user can shift the taskbar. To move the taskbar to the desired side, select either the left-handed or the right-handed checkbox. The operation buttons will be moved to the respective side depending on the chosen mode. Note, for good comprehensibility, this course is explained in the right-hand mode. Toolbar management. The user can customize the toolbar content for the different modes of operation. Click on Settings in the taskbar and select the System Settings tab. To adjust the toolbar for the S mode, click on the S mode tab in the toolbar management box and select or deselect the respective checkboxes of the tool to be available in the S mode toolbar. Repeat this procedure for the Sailing Mode tab and Planning Mode tab, if necessary. Using cursor by trackball. The trackball of the G2 is integrated into the standard keyboard. Commonly used are the NSI keyboard, a trackball consisting of an illuminated keyboard and a comfortable trackball. Move the trackball. By moving the cursor on the chart, you can use the following buttons. Left-click performs the selected action, for example, Pick Report on Chart or AIS Target Activation. Left-click and hold moves the chart, like drag and drop. Right-click opens a context menu to work with the current cursor position. For example, Add Mark, Go to Mark, Show Mark, Save Screen Copy, Go to Position, and Track Records. Note, generally when speaking of click or select, the standard mouse operation left-click is meant. In case of right-click or middle-click, this will be pointed out. Using cursor by touch screen. Using the cursor by touch screen, the following standard gestures also apply to the G2. Single touch down and up, equivalent to trackball left click. Touch and hold, down, hold, up, equivalent to trackball right click. Drag, down, move, up, equivalent to trackball left click, hold and move trackball. Note: the touchscreen feature will not be mentioned in the course. All instructions are given only for the use of the mouse trackball. Using the trackball and the keyboard. To enter a value or text using the trackball and the keyboard, click the character you want to enter or change. The character will be highlighted by a bright box. Enter the character using the keyboard. The cursor will automatically jump to the next character. When you have finished your changes, click Enter to save the changes, and the window will close. Hotkeys for functions. The G2 has several hotkeys that allow quick access to the following functions. F1. Toggle between S mode, sailing mode, planning mode, and chart loader. F2. Toggle between base and standard display. F4. Switch to custom display. F6. Pick report. F11. Split screen and toggle between the screens. F12. Display alarms and warnings window. Using touch screen. In order to enter values or text using the touch screen, single touch the character you want to enter or change. The virtual numpad or the virtual keyboard pops up, depending on the type entry. Enter the character by single touch on the virtual numpad. The cursor will automatically jump to the next character. When you have finished your changes, single touch Enter. The changes will be saved and the window will close. Ambient light conditions. To adjust the ambient light conditions, click on the button in the taskbar that indicates day, dusk, or night, depending on the ambient light conditions in use, and select the desired configuration. Your chosen configuration with selected symbol will now be shown on the taskbar. Brilliance control. The system provides two ways to change the brightness. The first option is the brightness buttons on the hardware. The second is the use of the brilliance control. If the brightness is set to 0 on the hardware, the brilliance control guarantees an accepted minimum brightness in order to prevent that an alarm can be set to invisible. Click on Settings in the taskbar and select the System Settings tab from the pop-up window. To adjust the desired brightness, click or drag the Brilliance Control slider button to the respective side. Grey Adjust box. To check the grayscale condition of the screen, click on the Chart Loader button in the taskbar and the respective window pops up. Then select the Chart 1 tab. On the right side of the pop-up window, you'll find the Grey Adjust box. If the brightness is correctly calibrated, the grey box will be visible in contrast to the black frame. If the grey box isn't visible, you need to adjust the brightness until the grey box is visible. Colour test diagram. There's a single tool that allows you to check if all details of the charts are clearly displayed. To conduct the test, click on Chart Loader in the taskbar and the respective window pops up. Select the Chart 1 tab and click on the Colour Test button. Note, this test should be done for all ambient light conditions. The test diagram is now displayed. Each of the 20 boxes should display a different combination of coloured background with a diagonal line. The test has failed if a diagonal line cannot be clearly distinguished in one of the 20 boxes. In this case, manufacturer's support has to be contacted immediately.
Automatic chart loading. The supplied charts are official ENCs and include all currently available charts. During normal operation, charts are loaded automatically. If the correct chart products have been selected, the best chart material is selected in the specific area. To check the settings, click Chart Settings in the toolbar. Select the Chart Products tab. Here you can see the selected products. You can remove or add products by checking or unchecking the checkboxes. North up and head up. The two types of chart orientation in the system are north up and head up. To toggle between north up and head up orientation, click on the Display button in the toolbar and the Display Settings panel opens up. Click and hold the 3 slide button of the orientation. Then slide it left for head up orientation, or slide it right for north up orientation. Note: the current chart orientation is indicated in the upper right edge of the chart pane. True motion and relative motion mode. To toggle between true motion and relative motion mode, click on Display in the toolbar and the Display Settings panel opens up. Click and hold the 3 slide button of the RM/TM. Then slide it left for relative motion mode, RM, or slide it right for true motion mode, TM. Note: the mode of motion is indicated in the upper right edge of the chart pane. Using the cursor. The first option is using the cursor. Click in the chart pane and hold. the cursor will change to a cross arrow, and you can move the chart by moving the mouse or rotating the trackball. To center the own ship. You can center the own ship in the chart pane by clicking the Go to Ship button in the toolbar. Go to Position. Right-click on the chart pane and select Go to Position from the context menu. The Go to Position window pops up. Clicking in the Lat Long field activates the virtual position pad. Enter the position you want to go to in latitude and longitude, and click Enter. Then confirm it by clicking on the OK button. Go to Mark. To go directly into a marked area, right-click on the chart pane and select Go to Mark from the context menu. The Go to Mark window pops up. As listed, select the respective name of the mark by clicking on it. Note: if no mark is available, you have to create a new mark. For detailed information, see topic 342, Event Marker, Man Overboard. Widget. The first option is to zoom in or zoom out using the Zoom widget. Click on the minus button to zoom out, or the plus button to zoom in. Range number. The second option is to zoom in or zoom out using the range number. Click on the NM range number button to open the list of selectable ranges. Then select the desired range. Note: the current range is highlighted in blue, and the best scale or compilation scale is highlighted green. This only works in sailing mode. Frame. The third option is to zoom in using the desired frame. Click on the Zoom button in the toolbar. Position the cursor in the desired position. Click and hold in the chart pane in order to fix the first corner of the rectangle. Now you can adjust the size of the area to be zoomed by moving the cursor diagonally. Release, and the selected chart area will be displayed on the screen. Touchscreen. The fourth option is to zoom in or zoom out using hand gestures. The range can be changed by using the thumb and index finger. Placing the two fingers on the screen and spreading your fingers apart will interpret the zoom in gesture, while moving two fingers together will interpret the zoom out gesture.
Scale-in filter. The scale-in function is used to maintain the clarity of the chart. The objects are gradually removed from the chart when zooming out, and they will appear again when you zoom in. Click on Chart Settings in the toolbar, and the Chart Settings window pops up. Select the Chart Display tab and open the Filter menu. To activate the Scheme-In, click the Enable Scheme-In Filter checkbox. You can also activate the Symbol filter by clicking on the Enable Symbol Filter checkbox. Note: it should be kept in mind that there is the possibility of certain objects not being displayed during the chart cell change if the new chart is not loaded in its compilation scale.
Symbol filter. The symbol filter function is used to reduce the number of symbols in larger scales. Click on Chart Setting in the toolbar and select the Chart Display tab. Select the Filter menu. To activate the symbol filter, click the Enable Symbol Filter checkbox. Over or under-scaled. Overscaling occurs if you zoom in too far. Overscaled charts are displayed by an overscale pattern with vertical lines. Note: to view the overscale display, click on Chart Loader in the taskbar and select the Chart 1 tab. Click on Information about the Chart Display 1 A/B button. Underscaling occurs if you zoom out too far. Underscaled charts are displayed by a magenta frame around the underscaled area.
Base, Standard, All and Custom display. There are 4 types of display modes that will determine the number of objects shown on the chart display. Click on Chart Settings in the toolbar and select the Chart Display tab. Select the IMO Categories menu and select the respective radio button of the desired display mode: Base, Standard, All, Custom. The selected IMO category is active. Base button. There's an option to toggle between a current display mode and base display. The current display mode is indicated in the top right corner of the chart pane. To switch from the current display mode to base display, click on the BSE button in the toolbar. To deactivate the BSE button, click on the BSE button again. The display mode will change to the previous display mode. Note: any changes to the display settings will deactivate the BSE button. Standard button. The STD button is located in the top right corner of the chart pane. Clicking on the STD button will change the current display mode to Standard display. Note: a yellow highlighted STD button indicates that the current display mode in use is not recommended for safe navigation. Chart settings. To customize your display settings and to adjust your own filter, click on the Chart Settings button in the toolbar. Select the Chart Display tab. Click on the IMO Categories menu
select the Custom Radio button and expand the submenu by clicking on Define Custom.
Custom Display Standard Options. You can select which parts of the standard display options you want to include in the custom display. Click on the respective checkbox below for the following information to be presented as part of the custom display. Drying line. Buoys, beacons, aids to navigation, including buoys, beacon structures, and/or lights. Boundaries and limits. Prohibited and restricted areas. Chart scale boundaries. Cautionary notes. Routing and ferry routes. Archipelagic sea lanes. Miscellaneous. Unknown. Each of these are part of the standard display and are considered important information for the safety of navigation. To include all of these in your custom display, click on the Standard checkbox, and all options will be selected. Custom Display Additional Options. To enter additional information to your custom display, do as follows. Click on the respective checkbox, and the following information will appear as part of the custom display. Spot soundings. Up to 12 meters, limits the display of soundings that are shallower than the entered value. Submarine cables and pipelines. All isolated dangers. Magnetic variation. Depth contours. Depth contour labels. Seabed. Tidal. Miscellaneous. To include all of these in your custom display, click on the All Other checkbox, and all options will be selected. Additional chart settings. The following information can be added to the chart display for all 4 modes: Base, Standard, All, and Custom. Click on the respective checkbox, and the following information will appear as part of the display. Show shallow water pattern. Draw depth areas with 2 shades. Show grid. Isolated dangers in shallow waters. Important text. Other text. Show accuracy. Full light lines. Show highlight date dependent. Show highlight info. Show highlight document.
Chart Legend. The int1 system provides the Chart1 test dataset that can be used as a library of chart symbols. Click on the Chart Loader tab in the taskbar, and the Chart Loader window appears. Click the Chart1 tab, and the window will show available buttons for Chart1. Active Index button is default. You can select one of the following categories by clicking on the respective button. Information about the chart display 1. Information about the chart display 2. Natural and man-made features. Port features. Depths, currents, etc. Seabed, obstructions, pipelines, etc. Traffic routes. Special areas. Aids and services. Buoys and beacons. Top marks. Navigational symbols. Chart Settings style. You can change the style for chart symbols. Click on Chart Settings in the toolbar. The Chart Settings window pops up. Select the Chart Display tab and click on Style menu. Symbols for points and boundaries can be displayed differently. Points can be displayed as simplified or traditional, and area boundaries as plain or symbolized. There's no official recommendation, so the settings depend on your marked preference for the displayed style. Click the respective radio button to select your choice, and close the Chart Settings window.
Two depth shades. The two depth shades display the safety contour on the chart pane. They separate navigational waters, white, from waters to be avoided, blue. Note: colors indicated for daylight setting only. To activate this feature, click on Chart Settings in the toolbar. The Chart Settings window appears. Select the Chart Display tab and click on IMO Categories to open the respective menu. To activate the function, click the Draw Depth Areas with Two Shades checkbox and close the Chart Settings window. Safety Contour Customized Setting. The safety contour distinguishes navigable areas from shallow waters. The anti-grounding alarm is triggered according to the defined values. To define the values, click on Nav in the toolbar. The navigation window pops up. Select the Anti-Grounding tab. Click in the numerical field of the safety contour, and the virtual number pad appears. Enter the desired value, and click on Enter. Note: the value should not be less than the ship's safety draft, calculated by the master. Four depth shades. To activate the 4 depth shades, you have to deactivate the 2 depth shade settings first. Click on Chart Settings in the toolbar. The Chart Settings window appears. Select the Chart Display tab and open IMO Categories menu by clicking on it. Uncheck the Draw Depth Areas with Two Shades checkbox and close the Chart Settings window. The 4 areas are filled with colors specified in standards of S52 presentation as follows. 1. 0 depth contour to shallow contour, dark blue. 2. Shallow contour to safety contour, blue. 3. Safety contour to deep contour, green-grey. 4. Deep contour to unknown, light green-grey. Note: colors are indicated for daylight setting only. The value for the safety contour should not be less than the ship's safety draft, calculated by the master. Shallow contour. To define the shallow contour, click on Nav in the toolbar. The navigation window pops up. Select the Anti-Grounding tab. Click in the numerical field of the shallow contour and the virtual number pad appears. Enter the desired value and click on Enter. The shallow contour is set by the mariner and used by the ECDIS to distinguish between medium shallow and very shallow waters on display. The medium shallow water area is located between the safety contour and the shallow contour. The very shallow water area is located between the shallow contour and the 0-meter contour. Deep contour. While the Anti-Grounding tab in the Navigation window is selected, click in the numerical field of the deep contour and the virtual number pad appears. Enter the desired value and click on Enter. The deep contour is set by the mariner and used by the ECDIS to distinguish between medium deep and deep waters on the display. The medium deep water area lies between the deep and safety contour. The deep water area is all water deeper than the deep contour. The deep water contour value is not used in other ECDIS functions.
Safety depth. Click on Nav in the toolbar. The navigation window appears. Select the Anti-Grounding tab. Click in the numerical field of the safety depth and the virtual numpad appears. Enter the pre-calculated value and click on Enter. Close the navigation window. Isolated danger. The value you've set will affect the chart display, route checking, and the look ahead alarm. Shallow soundings are displayed in black, whereas safe soundings are displayed in grey. Dangerous underwater hazards are marked with an isolated danger symbol.
Accessing Watchdog settings. The Watchdog tool is a function on the G2 that defines a look-ahead sector in order to prevent the vessel from grounding. This tool is continuously checking the own ship's path to avoid any obstruction on the chart area. To access the Watchdog settings, click on Nav in the toolbar. Select the Anti-Grounding tab in the pop-up Navigation window. To display the sector on the chart, click on the Show Sector on Chart checkbox. Note: the feature is still active even if the sector is not displayed on the chart.
Watchdog presentation. The settings for the safety watch define the look-ahead distance, defined in minutes considering the current speed, and look-aside sector, 0 to 25 degrees port and 0 to 35 degrees starboard. Click on Nav in the toolbar and select the Anti-Grounding tab. You can enter a desired value for the settings listed below, which will adjust the visibility of the sector. Starboard side, port side, time, turn off if SOG is less than. Click in the respective numerical field and the virtual number pad appears. enter the value and click on Enter. When adjustment is done, close the navigation window.
Area Alerts. You can activate the Area Approach feature that will trigger an alert for particular areas when conducting a safety watch. While the Anti-Grounding tab in the navigation window is selected, click on the Areas button and the window with the areas listed below pops up. Either you select the Area checkbox to select all areas, or you click the respective checkboxes of the areas you want to be warned of. Area Alarm Selection window. Traffic Separation Zone. Inshore Traffic Zone. Restricted Area. Caution Area. Offshore Production Area. Areas to be avoided. Military Practice Area. Seaplane Landing Area. Submarine Transit Lane. Anchorage Area. Marine Farm or Aquaculture. Particularly Sensitive Sea Area. Area Alert Settings. There are two types of alerts to choose from, which define the area alarms: by warning and by caution. While the Anti-Grounding tab in the navigation window is selected, click on the By Warning or By Caution button. A drop-down menu opens where you can choose between By Warning or By Caution by clicking on the respective field. Once a danger has been detected, the real-time warning indicator will display a warning in the Anti-Grounding window, located in the top left corner of the tab. The danger is based on the current watchdog settings. If the danger is no longer imminent, the warning indicator disappears. Responsible use of watchdog function. Adjust the watchdog settings carefully to fit your sailing conditions. This way you can avoid unnecessary alarms and at the same time ensure effective use of the ECDIS. Consider reducing the watchdog sector to a smaller sector by adjusting the starboard and port angle as well as the look-ahead time while navigating with a pilot and/or in close waters, for example on the river. Consider increasing the watchdog sector in open water and wider approaches, so that the range of safe water available for a potential collision avoidance maneuver is increased. The above-mentioned watchdog size settings are recorded as part of the User Profiles feature to facilitate quick change to a predefined level, depending on a particular sailing condition. Please note, being the most critical safety feature, the safety contour value is not part of the User Profile setting.
Information Query, PIC Report. For immediate general information about an object or area in the chart, the ECDIS provides the PIC report and query information in one tool. Click on the PIC button in the toolbar and the window for Query and PIC Report appears. Select the desired object or click on the chart pane. The information about the selected object, like a buoy, or the marked position on the chart pane, will be displayed in the Query and Pick Report window, which has popped up previously. Query and Pick Report window. After the Query and Pick Report window has popped up, click on the respective tab and the following information is available in the query report of an object or position. Objects tab. Geo-objects information. For example, point, landmark, area, and object name. Meta-objects information. For example, coverage of nautical publication information. Navigational system of marks or quality of data. AIO tab. Admiralty Information Overlay. A summary of all important information. Legend tab. Information about the chart. The Item column defines detailed information listed in the Value column. Click on the plus in the Item column to reveal a list of more detailed information. Note: detailed information about Admiralty Information Overlay will be given in Unit 931 AIO.
Chart Inventory. Click on Chart Loader in the taskbar. To access the Chart Inventory window, select the Inventory tab. The Chart Inventory displays the status of the chart collection with regard to applied updates and validity of licenses. There are 3 chart formats supported by the system: S57, S63, Official Electronic Navigational Charts, and ARCS, Official Raster Navigational Charts. Note: ARCS, the Admiralty Raster Chart Service, is the UKHO's paper chart folio presented in a digital format. The Chart Inventory window contains the following information: Chart Database, S63, S57, and ARCS tabs. Header of the Chart Inventory table. List of charts from the Selected Format tab according to the set filters. Filter options. Stock overview of installed charts, expiration date and update status of selected inventory. Context menu chart inventory. Click on the chart loader in the taskbar and select the Inventory tab from the pop-up window. To load a specific chart cell, select the S57 Chart Format tab. Select the chart to be loaded from the Chart Inventory table. Right-click on the chart cell and select Show this chart from the pop-up context menu. The selected chart cell is displayed on the chart pane, marked with a solid white line. Pick Report. To check chart information of a particular area, click on the Pick button in the toolbar and select the Legend tab from the pop-up window. Move the cursor in the desired position and click on the chart pane. The Legend window displays information such as the chart's name and adjacent charts. Select, deselect. It's possible to select several charts graphically by drawing a rectangle on the chart pane. Click on the Select button in the toolbar. Position the cursor in the desired position. Click in the chart pane in order to fix the first corner of the rectangle, Now you can adjust the size of the area you need detailed chart information about by moving the cursor diagonally. Release, and the charts will be both selected on the chart pane and in the chart inventory table. Note: if you've marked a wider area than needed, use the Deselect button as same as the Select button in order to clear the selection.
Grid lines. To activate the grid lines, click on Chart Settings in the toolbar and select the Chart Display tab. Click on the IMO Categories menu and select the Show Grid checkbox. The coordinates for latitude and longitude are shown in the chart pane. Scale bar. The fixed scale bar is located on the left side of the chart pane. The scale will change automatically when using the zoom function. If the range of scale is less than 8 nautical miles, the scale bar is indicated in orange and grey. At ranges higher than 8 nautical miles, the scale bar is displayed in black and grey. The scale bar cannot be deactivated and will be displayed in S mode and sailing mode all the time. ERBL Basic. By default, the ERBL is connected to the own ship. Click on Sailing Mode in the taskbar. To use the ERBL function, click on the ERBL button in the toolbar. The electronic bearing line, EBL, and the variable range marker, VRM, appear. Click and hold the transparent circled widget. Now you can move the cursor in order to change the dimensions of electronic bearing line and variable range marker. Altogether, you can create 3 ERBLs, 2 locked and 1 movable. In addition, there is an expandable, movable info widget attached, displaying position, bearing, distance, and CPA, TCPA of the ERBL.
ERBL options. To select different options for the ERBL, right-click on the transparent circled widget of the ERBL. The pop-up context menu consists of the following options. Connected to ownship. Connects or disconnects the ERBL to or from the ownship. Relative position. ERBL moves with the ownship. Distance and bearing remain constant. Relative heading. ERBL moves with the ownship. Distance and bearing are changing. Relative bearing. ERBL moves with the ownship. Bearing is indicated relative to ship's heading. Show EBL. Activates or deactivates the EBL display. Show VRM. Activates or deactivates the VRM display. Use Great Circle. If activated, the Great Circle calculation will be used instead of rumline calculation. Lock ERBL. Locks the selected ERBL with the current settings colored in red. Lock ERBL. Locks the selected ERBL with the current settings colored in magenta.
Disconnecting ERBL from ship. You have two options to disconnect the ERBL from the own ship. The first option is to right-click on the transparent circled widget. To disconnect the ERBL from the own ship, click on Connected to Own Ship in the pop-up context menu and deactivate this feature. Now, click and hold the appeared transparent circled widget close to the own ship and move the ERBL in the desired position. The second option is to left-click and hold the origin of the ERBL on the own ship and move the ERBL to the desired position. Delete locked ERBL. The locked ERBLs cannot be adjusted, and the transparent circled widget is not available anymore. To delete the locked ERBL, right-click on the origin of the ERBL you would like to delete. Select Remove ERBL from the pop-up window context menu. Quick Measurement Tool. The system provides an information display relating to the cursor position on the chart area, which helps with taking quick measurements. The information display cursor is located in the lower part of the taskbar. Move the cursor onto the desired object or position in the chart pane. To get detailed information, left-click on the chart pane. The present position, bearing, and distance of the cursor referring to the own ship's position will be displayed in the Cursor Position information box.
Create user chart. Click on Planning Mode and select the User Chart tab. To create a user chart, click on the New button. Enter an appropriate name in the default New User Chart numeric field and apply with Enter. Now the system is ready to add new user charts objects.
Add user objects. Select the type of object to be inserted from the Point, Line, Circle, Area or Text tab. Click in the Display Name and Description numeric field. Enter object's name and description. Select the object's attributes, Safe, Depth or Dangerous radio button. Note, in order for the text object to be displayed correctly, you should write the information in the respective box. Select the desired color for the object by clicking on the respective button. If the object is relevant for berthing, check the box Distance Line Calculation. If the selected attributes are to be used for the next object, choose the Keep these attributes for the next object checkbox. To add the user object, move the cursor to the desired position and left-click on the chart pane. Repeat this procedure as required. To apply all changes, click on Save. Note, this information will appear as detailed in the PIC report.
Link user charts. Select the Route tab. Click on the Load button. Select the route to be linked with user charts from the Load Route window and apply with OK. To link the user chart with the loaded route, click on the Link User Charts button and select the desired user chart from the pop-up Link User Chart window. Click on X to close the window. To apply the change, click on Save. Changing position. Click on the Planning Mode button in the taskbar and select the User Charts tab. Click on the Load button, select the desired user chart to be changed from the pop-up Load User Chart window and confirm with OK. All user objects are marked with a circular widget. To change the position of an existing user chart object, right-click on the object's circular widget. Select Move to Position from the pop-up window context menu. Click in the Enter the New Position numeric field of the pop-up Move to Position window and enter the new position and apply with OK. Repeat this procedure as required. To save all changes, click on Save. Drag and drop. To change the position, click and hold on the transparent widget. Drag and drop the object to the new position on the chart pane. Repeat this procedure as required. To save all changes, click on Save. Changing attributes. To change the attributes, select the object's circular widget. Click in the Display Name and/or Description numeric field and change the name and/or description. To apply the changes, click on the Update Selected Object button. If the object shall be detected by the watchdog, safety settings can be defined by selecting the respective Safe, Depth, or Dangerous radio button. Repeat this procedure as required. To save all changes, click on Save. Creating a duplicate. A duplicated user chart is an exact copy of an existing route user chart. To create a copy, click on the Duplicate button. Note: a duplicated user chart will not include recent changes which have not been saved yet. The user chart will be displayed and Copy of will be shown at the beginning of the user chart's name. Click Save to make the duplicate a new user chart. Delete user objects. To delete a user chart object, right-click on the circular widget of the object to delete. Select Remove Object from the pop-up context menu. The object is removed from the user chart. If a user object has been accidentally removed, click on the Undo button to reject the recent action. The Redo button restores an undo action. Delete user charts. To delete a user chart, click the Delete button. Select the user chart to be deleted from the pop-up Delete User Chart window and apply with OK. the selected user chart is deleted. General. Click on the Chart Settings button in the toolbar. Select the Chart Display tab from the pop-up Chart Settings window. Select the User-Defined Objects menu. To display all user objects generally, select the Show Dangerous Objects and Show All Other Objects checkboxes. To display the user object's name, click on the IMO Categories menu. Select the Customs radio button. Click on the Define Custom submenu. Select the Unimportant Text checkbox. Note, the display of user objects is not affected by Set IMO Categories filters. This does not apply to the Base button in the toolbar. If an activated Base button has not been deactivated by re-clicking, the settings must be made again. Automatic linking of user charts. Click on the Nav button in the toolbar and select the Route tab from the pop-up navigation window. To activate the automatic display of all user charts linked to the currently loaded route, select the Load User Charts linked to this route automatically checkbox. All user objects linked to the present route will be displayed on the chart pane. Select user charts manually. To deactivate the automatic display of all user charts linked to the currently loaded route, deselect the Load User Charts linked to this route automatically checkbox. To activate a manual selection of user chart, click on the Select User Charts Manually button and the Show Hide User Charts window pops up. Select the respective checkboxes of the user charts to be linked with the current loaded route. Click on X to close the Show Hide User Charts window. All the user objects linked to the present route will be displayed on the chart pane.
Accessing Calculate Fix window. To enter the settings for the calculation of fix and estimated position, right-click on the Own Ship symbol. Select Calculate Fix from the pop-up Context menu, and the Calculate Fix window appears. Methods of calculating. The system applies two methods to calculate a position fix and an estimated position, EP, which are available in S mode and sailing mode only. Automatically, whenever 3 LOPs are available and not older than 5 minutes. Default setting. By manual selection of LOP to be used for a fix. At least 2 LOPs are required for estimated position and 3 LOPs for fix. Settings for position fix. The following fix calculation parameters can be set in the Calculate Fix window. Do not calculate Fix EP radio button. Manual selection of LOPs up to maximum number selected. Calculate Fix EP radio button. Automatic calculation as soon as the required number of valid LOPs exists. Numeric field of LOPs are available. To set minimum number of LOPs required for an automatic fix. Numeric field of minute. To determine time of LOP's validity. Auto accept Fix EP for dead reckoning checkbox. Automatically accepts resulting fix for dead reckoning. Note: when using Auto accept Fix EP for DR, dead reckoning should be pre-selected as primary position or secondary position source. See topic 423, position sensors. LOPs by bearing. Right-click on the Ownership symbol. Select Plot LOP from the pop-up Context menu, and the LOP Entry window pops up. To set LOPs by bearing, select the Bearing Distance LOP radio button. Note: if necessary, adjust the time of the LOP by entering the desired value in the numerical field. Taken. By default, the counter is set to 5 seconds. Click in the numerical field, Bearing. Enter the measured value and apply with Enter. Depending on the used source, select either the Visual or Radar radio button. To draw the LOP in the chart pane, click on the Plot button. To correctly adjust the LOP to match the corresponding object, click and hold the LOP's circular widget and place the origin of the LOP on the corresponding object on the chart pane. Release the widget. If no movements are detected within 5 seconds, the LOP will be fixed, displaying timestamp and used source. LOPs by distance. To set LOPs by distance, select the Bearing Distance LOP radio button. Click in the numerical field Distance. Enter the measured value via the virtual number pad and apply with Enter. To draw the LOP in the chart pane, click on the Plot button. To correctly adjust the LOP to match the corresponding object, click and hold the LOP's circular widget and place the origin of the LOP on the corresponding object on the chart pane. Release the widget. If no movements are detected within 5 seconds, the LOP will be fixed, displaying timestamp and used source.
Typology. To start with, let me ask you a simple question. What kind of enterprise is SafeBridge? Before you continue reading, take a minute and try to answer this question for yourself. These are questions often deriving from a general conversation, either with non-related people, or even from acquaintances that simply ask, "What do you do?" Often I wonder, if all of us here at SafeBridge would give the same answer. Are we perhaps a software house? A software developer? A training institute? An LMS? Learning management system provider? Or a content developer? My answer is a straight no. What this establishment is an EdTech, an educational technology enterprise. By this, I mean SafeBridge offers digital technology to enable customized digital learning and assessment architectures. Okay, candidly, we are on our way there, but in reality, we are someplace in the middle. The foundations are there, and all planning is driven to that direction. As an EdTech, myself, I see us more providing a platform with advanced tools, smart processes to rather facilitate learning and assessment content, than creating content by our own. Rest assured, however, dear content department, we will somehow also have a convergence between being a content and a platform player. But let me elaborate.
Settings for LOPs by ARPA. This function is available whenever the system receives valid radar system data (RSD) message for ARPA and has the transferred ARPA ERBL displayed. To monitor the correct location of ARPA data, it is recommended to use Show ARPA ERBL and Show ARPA Cursor. To activate these features, click on Traffic in the toolbar and the Traffic Settings window pops up. Select the Show ARPA ERBL and Show ARPA Cursor checkboxes. For more information on how to set ERBL, see Topic 322, Instruction 1, ERBL Basics. LOPs by ARPA. To set LOPs by ARPA, select the By ARPA ERBL to LOPs radio button. The source is set to radar automatically. Bearing and distance will be taken from the current ERBL position as transferred from ARPA. Note: the numerical fields bearing, distance, and taken are blocked. To draw the cross of two LOPs with defined distance and bearing in the chart pane, click on the Plot button. To correctly adjust the LOPs to match the corresponding object, click and hold the LOP's circular widget and place the cross of the LOPs on the corresponding object on the chart pane. Release the widget. If no movements are detected within 5 seconds, the LOPs will be fixed, displaying timestamp and used source. Deleting LOPs. If an LOP is considered to be incorrect, wait for 20 seconds and the LOP will disappear. Once the LOP's circular widget has been moved, a Delete button appears on the very low right side of the chart pane. To delete the incorrect LOP, click the Delete button. Note:
Man overboard. To trigger a person overboard event while in S mode or sailing mode, click on the Person Overboard button in the lower left-hand corner of the chart pane. A Man Overboard event marker will immediately be dropped at your current position, and the Man Overboard info label will be displayed with the following information: position of the Man Overboard incident, distance to that position, bearing to the position, time to go to the position of the incident. To deactivate the Person Overboard event, After the maneuver is completed, click on the Person Overboard button. A confirmation box will pop up. Confirm by clicking Yes.
Create a mark. To add an event, place the cursor in the desired position on the chart pane. Right-click and the context menu pops up. Select Add Mark and the Create Mark window appears. Click in the Enter a name for the new mark numeric field and enter the event's name via the virtual keyboard. Click Enter and apply with OK. To activate the event's display, right-click on the chart pane. Select Show Mark from the pop-up window context menu. The created mark will be displayed by its name and a black star on the chart pane. Note: to add an event or a man overboard symbol as user symbol, see Topic 331, Instruction 1, Create User Objects for detailed information.
View Alerts. To access the alert list, click on the View Alerts button in the taskbar. The Alerts window pops up. The window shows the list of all currently existing alerts. To close the window, click on the X button. Alerts window. The Alerts window displays the following information. 1. The counter shows the number of currently active alerts. Both unacknowledged and acknowledged alerts are counted. 2. Acknowledge button for alarms, warnings, and cautions. The displayed text will change depending on the latest unacknowledged alarm, warning, or caution. 3. Short description of the source that caused the alert. 4. List of alerts displaying all active alerts with their message, the time the alert occurred, the status, and the type of alert. 5. Selectable setting. To activate a visual notification, click on the Auto Show Enabled checkbox. The Alerts window will pop up automatically when new alerts occur. Alarms. Out of the 3 types of alerts, alarms have the highest priority. They are designed to warn about dangers to the safety of navigation or human life. For example, to avoid sailing into shallow water and risk grounding. Alarms are highlighted in red and trigger an acoustic signal to raise awareness. 3 beeps will sound every 10 seconds until an action is taken. After an alarm is triggered, the View Alerts button displays a flashing red speaker symbol. After a click anywhere on the ECDIS confirms that a navigator is present, the sound is muted for 30 seconds and the speaker symbol is crossed out. It will remain flashing until the alarm is acknowledged. Afterwards, a red exclamation mark is displayed until the cause of the alarm is resolved. If the alarm is not acknowledged within 30 seconds of the last action, the sound will resume. After an alarm is acknowledged, the red danger mark in the chart pane will be removed. The message, Danger Highlight Suppressed for Acknowledged Alerts, will be displayed as a permanent indication until the source of the alert has been resolved. If the source of an alarm is resolved before the alarm is acknowledged, it will be displayed in the alert list as a rectified, unacknowledged alarm. There is no sound signal for rectified alarms, and the View Alerts button does not reflect them. Warnings. Warnings have the second highest priority. They are not caused by an immediate danger, but still need the attention of the navigation officer. Warnings are highlighted in orange. 2 beeps are given and repeated every minute until an action is taken. If any warning was triggered, the View Alerts button displays a flashing orange speaker symbol. After any action, the sound is silenced for 30 seconds and the speaker symbol is crossed out, but remains flashing until the warning is acknowledged. Afterwards, an orange exclamation mark is displayed until the cause of the warning is resolved. If the warning is not acknowledged within 30 seconds of the last action, the sound will resume. After a warning is acknowledged, the orange danger mark in the chart pane will be removed. The message, "Danger highlight suppressed for acknowledged alerts," will be displayed as a permanent indication until the source of the alert has been resolved. If the source of a warning is resolved before the warning is acknowledged, it will be displayed in the alert list as a rectified, unacknowledged warning. There is no sound signal for rectified warnings, and the View Alerts button does not reflect them. Cautions. Even though cautions have the lowest priority of alerts, they still display important information for the navigator. Cautions are highlighted in yellow, but do not give any acoustic alarm. As long as any caution is active, the View Alerts button displays a yellow exclamation mark. Acknowledge alert. After an alert has been triggered, the View Alerts button changes its symbol and color according to the alert with the highest priority. To acknowledge an alert, click on View Alerts in the taskbar, and the Alerts window pops up. To acknowledge this alert, click on the grey button in the center of the window, indicating the alarm or warning with the highest priority. If any other unacknowledged alarm or warning exists, the button will display the alert with the next highest priority. Audio off. Each new alarm or warning will trigger a respective sound. Any action on the EGDIS will mute the sound for 30 seconds. If the alarm or warning is not acknowledged within this time, the sound will resume. If you would like to stop the automatic pop-up windows, click on the Auto Show Enabled checkbox to uncheck it and deactivate the function. Network Stations and Bridge Alert Management System. Whenever the EGDIS is used in the network configuration, typically with a master and a backup station, the alerts and their status are synchronized. If an alert is acknowledged on one EGDIS station, it is automatically synchronized with all other stations and does not need to be acknowledged on these stations separately. The system can also be connected to a Bridge Alert Management System. All alerts that are displayed on the EGDIS will also be displayed on the Bridge Alert Management System, and any action on this system will silence the alert sound for 30 seconds. In case no additional information besides the alert message is required to support a decision, alerts are categorized as Category B alerts. These alerts can also be acknowledged on the Bridge Alert Management System. For example, such alerts are sensor loss or off-schedule alerts. If additional information is required to make a decision, an alert is categorized as Category A. Such alerts are Safety Contour Crossing, which needs to be carefully handled on the ECDIS, or Target alerts, where a collision avoidance maneuver needs to be planned at the radar station. Mandatory alarms. There are only 3 mandatory alarms in the system. Safety Contour Crossing. Cross-track distance limit exceeded. Anchor watch area left and warning not acknowledged within 2 minutes. All other alerts are either warnings or cautions, so that really critical alerts can be recognized easily and disturbance of the bridge operation can be avoided. To optimize the alert conditions, please do as follows. Set up the anti-grounding settings carefully. Establish a reasonable watchdog size according to your surroundings. Leave cross-track distance limits wide enough so that collision avoidance maneuvers can be done within the corridor if the landmarks around your route allow it. Consider setting a minimum speed limit, for example, speed over ground less than 3 knots for anti-grounding checks, so that no alerts are generated while berthing. Note: adjust these settings in accordance with the vessel's conditions, and make sure to not compromise the safety of navigation. Navigational hazards. You can define navigational alerts to either trigger a warning or a caution. Navigational hazards. A warning or caution will be triggered when point objects with unsafe water depth are detected within the watchdog sector. Aids to navigations. If selected, an additional warning or caution will also be triggered for point objects, such as aid to navigation. Area approach. A warning or caution will be triggered as soon as the vessel's look-ahead sector overlaps one or more of the user-defined chart features. Depth warning. A warning will be generated if the water depth below the vessel is less than the defined minimum. Note: to avoid warnings or cautions that are not useful to the navigation officer, carefully select the areas of interest for the anti-grounding settings. Additionally, please note that after a warning is acknowledged, the orange danger mark in the chart pane will be removed, while the yellow mark for a caution will remain, as it cannot be acknowledged. Different settings are used for different situations, for example, open sea voyage or coastal approach. Sensor loss. Once the input from the sensor source selected for navigation is lost for 10 seconds, a warning will be triggered automatically, and the color of the respective info label text turns orange. If the system detects a discrepancy between the selected main and secondary positioning sensors that exceeds the threshold, or any sensor delivers invalid data, it will also trigger a warning. A power supply fail warning is triggered if any failure with a power source is detected. Note: see Unit 4.1, Sensor Display and Alarms. Route monitoring alerts. The following route alerts can be set up. Waypoint and wheel over line approach. Whenever the vessel approaches the waypoint or the wheel over line, a warning will be triggered as defined by the user. Waypoint abeam. A warning can be triggered if a waypoint has been passed and the system automatically changes to the next waypoint. Cross-track distance limit. An alarm will be triggered if the ship's position exceeds the defined off-track distance. Off schedule. Set a maximum time deviation. If the vessel would arrive at the destination waypoint with a delay greater than the set time, a caution will be triggered. This calculation uses the current speed and time, as well as the defined arrival time at the destination. It can also be set to custom to trigger the same caution for a specific waypoint and time. Note: see topic 6.1.2, Display of active route data and alerts.
Sensor data. The sensor data will not be displayed in default settings. Select the data which should be monitored and displayed as info labels. Click on the Settings button in the taskbar and the respective window appears. If not already displayed, select the System Settings tab and the System Settings window expands. Select the sensor data that should be monitored and displayed as info labels by clicking or unclicking the respective checkboxes. Info labels. The operator can emphasize important sensor data by increasing or decreasing the size and the displayed location of the info labels boxes. When in sailing mode, all selected info labels are displayed on the screen. Note: if selected info labels are not displayed on the chart pane, they could be hidden by the taskbar. To modify the info labels, click on the respective info label. In the lower right corner of the activated info label is the drag and drop symbol. Click and hold the symbol to adjust the size by moving the cursor diagonally. To change the displayed location, click and hold on the info label and shift it to the desired position on the screen by moving the cursor diagonally. To close the info label, click on the X.
Lost sensor data. In case of lost sensor input, the text of the info labels will turn orange after 10 seconds. It will also trigger a warning.
Color code for sensor data. There are different colors in use to display the status of sensor data. Green, yellow and orange LEDs indicate whether the data is valid or not. White, grey and blue letters indicate whether the data source is selected or not. You can see the status on the info labels, or click on Nav in the toolbar. The navigation window pops up. If not selected, click on the Own Ship tab and the respective window appears. The window shows both sensor status and sensor settings. Validity indication. Validity indication. LED status indicator. Green. Valid data. Source is available and functioning properly. Orange. Invalid data. Yellow. Sensor data with low integrity or doubtful. Unlit LED. No sensor available. Selection indication. Selection indication. Letter status indicator. Blue. Sensor selected. Pressed button indicated. White. Sensor possible to select. Grey. Sensor not possible to select. Alarms. When a sensor source is lost, the system will trigger an alarm or warning depending on the sensor that's lost. If a sensor is lost which is used as primary sensor, an alarm will be triggered. If a sensor used as a secondary source is lost, a warning will be given. Discrepancy. The ECDIS provides the discrepancy feature where you can cross-check the accuracy of the main position sensor with the secondary position sensor. Click on the Nav button in the toolbar. The navigation window pops up. Select the Own Ship tab. Select the desired main position and secondary position sensors. To activate the discrepancy feature, click the Max Up To checkbox. Click in the numeric input field, enter the desired limit via the virtual numpad, and apply with Enter. Note, an alarm will be triggered whenever the entered limit is exceeded. In this case, you may have to check the position sensor and select another primary position source.
Hierarchy and fallback chain. The system does not provide an automatized fallback chain, and the user cannot define a sensor hierarchy. However, it is possible to choose between the sensors for navigation. For example, the operator has to determine which sensor source shall be in use for main position, and which sensor source shall be used for secondary position. If a sensor fails, an alert will be triggered, and the operator will be guided to change the sensor source selection by highlighted Nav button. Default sensor units. In the system, all sensor units are preset by the manufacturer and cannot be changed by the user. Position sources. It is recommended to select a secondary position sensor whenever an alternative positioning source is available. It can be a second EPFS connected to ECDIS, an echo reference ER, or dead reckoning DR. The system will be pre-configured to take the own ship position from the main position sensor. Click on Nav in the toolbar and the navigation window appears. If not selected, click on the Ownership tab. The following position sources are shown. EPFS 1, Electronic Positioning Fixing System 1, normally a GPS receiver. EPFS 2, Electronic Positioning Fixing System 2, normally a GPS receiver. DR, Dead Reckoning from available and valid heading and speed log data. ER, Echo Reference Position, calculated from 1 to 4 transferred ARPA targets associated with stationary geographical positions on the electronic chart. Speed Sensor Selection. In the system, speed is gathered from the ship's log. However, in the case of the log not being available, it is possible to change the speed log source to ARPA. To select the sensor for speed log, click on Nav, and the navigation window pops up. Select the Own Ship tab. Click on the respective speed log source, log or ARPA 1. Sensor Selection. Click on Nav in the toolbar and the navigation window appears. Select the Own Ship tab and the sensor sources are displayed. You can change the current sensor selection by clicking on the respective desired source. Note: if you select a position source for main position, this particular source will be blocked for the use as secondary position, even though it was assigned a secondary position before. Settings of EPFS 1. The Settings buttons on the right side of the position sources allow you to adjust additional settings for each position source. Click on the EPFS 1 corresponding Settings button, and the Settings of EPFS 1 window pops up. The window shows both detailed status information and numeric input fields, as listed below. 1. Name of the sensor and source indicator. 2. Antenna positioning ship's reference coordinate system based on CCRP. 3. Position currently received from the sensor, if processed. 4. Check sum status, HDOP value, and number of satellites. 5. HDOP limit, numeric input field. 6. Manual offset, numeric input fields. In case of a systematic error which is confirmed by other means, you can enter a fixed offset to the position received from the sensor. Important note: in all other cases, ensure that there is no manual offset set. DR, Dead Reckoning. In the case of total GPS failure and the lack of ARPA targets for ER, you have to use the dead reckoning. The system will plot the position based on the current heading and speed. Click on the DR corresponding Settings button, and the Dead Reckoning window pops up. The window shows detailed status information and a button, as listed below. 1. Sensor status. 2. Sources, current values. 3. Position currently calculated from DR. 4. Status age of the last fix by LOPs applied. RMS value. 5. Set base point button. Define new DR position by cursor. Echo reference, ER. In the case of total GPS failure, you can use the echo reference for main position. Click on the ER corresponding settings button, and the echo reference window pops up. The window shows detailed status information as listed below. 1. Sensor status. 2. Source. 3. ER position. 4. Status, ER targets. Note: radar fix or floating objects needed. Displayed ARPA targets shall match corresponding chart objects. Accuracy depends on ENC compilation scale. Maneuvering vessels reduce accuracy. A visual check of the selected targets is essential. Heading sensor selection. If more than one gyro is available, you have to select one for heading. If the vessel is only fitted with one gyro, the system will use it as default. Click on the Nav button and the navigation window pops up. Select the Ownership tab. Click on the respective heading source, Gyro 1 or Gyro 2. Speed sensor selection. In the system, speed is gathered from the ship's log. However, in the case of the log not being available, it is possible to change the speed log source to ARPA. To select the sensor for speed log, click on Nav and the navigation window pops up. Select the Own Ship tab. Click on the respective speed log source, log or ARPA 1. Date and time synchronization. In general, Universal Time Coordinated is used, which will be synchronized every 24 hours and during every system restart. You can use either Local Time or Universal Time Coordinated, UTC. To define which time should be used, click on the Settings button in the taskbar and select the System Settings tab. Click in the numeric field of UTC offset and enter the desired offset to define the local time. Minus for westernmost UTC and plus for easternmost UTC. There is no offset when UTC is required.
Route window. Click on the Planning Mode button in the taskbar and the Planning Mode window pops up. Select the Route tab. The Route window includes functions and tools used for the ectosphere as follows. New. Create new route. Load. Load existing route. Route name. To name and rename routes. Displays active route name. Close. Unload the current route and clear the screen. Save. Save a route. Duplicate. Copy a route. Reverse. Reverse a route. Delete. Delete a route. Link user charts. Links to defined user charts. Route table. Displays route information, parameters, and Add WP button. Planning Mode toolbar. The Planning Mode toolbar displays different functions to assist with route planning. ERBL, used to take range and bearing of an object. Edit, allows the user to edit waypoint by graphic mode. Check, check or validate a route. Show routes, show and hide route in the chart pane. Undo, undo last action. Redo, redo those actions that were undone. Pick, pick report information. Go to ship, centers the ship position. Chart settings, settings for chart display and chart products. New route. To create a new route, click the New button. Click in the New Route 1 default name field. Enter the name using the virtual keyboard and apply with Enter. Note, for setting and editing waypoints, see Unit 5.2. Load route. To load a route, click the Load button and the Load Route window pops up. Select a route from the listed routes and confirm with OK. The loaded route is displayed on the chart pane and the route's name is shown in the name field. Edit existing route. Click Load to open Load Route window with existing routes. Select an existing route by clicking on the route's name and apply with OK. To edit the route, click the Edit button in the toolbar. Save route. If any changes to a route have been made, the Save button will be highlighted yellow. To save the route, click the Save button. Note: if a route which is currently used for monitoring has been edited, the Update Monitoring Route pops up. To save the changes, click Yes, or click No to cancel. Reverse a route. A reversed route is a copy of a route in which the start and end points have been switched. Click on the Load button. Select an existing route from the pop-up Load Route window and apply with OK. The route will be displayed in the route table. To reverse the route, click the Reverse button. The route will be displayed in reverse order and reversed will be shown at the end of the route's name. Note: check the reversed route carefully along the traffic separation scheme area to ensure it does not go into an opposite lane. Duplicate a route. A duplicated route is an exact copy of an existing route. Click on the Load button. Select an existing route from the pop-up Load Route window and apply with OK. The route will be displayed in the route table. To duplicate the route, click the Duplicate button. The route will be displayed and Copy of will be shown at the beginning of the route's name. Delete route. To delete an existing route, click Delete. Select the route to delete from the pop-up Delete Routes window. Click on the Delete Routes window's Delete button. The Delete Routes window disappears automatically, and the route is removed. Import-Export route. For information on how to import or export a route, see topic 8.2.1.
Default settings. During installation, the technician defines default settings. As per preset, this configuration is password protected. Nevertheless, these default settings can be adjusted by the user for each route. New route. The configuration of a waypoint can be applied either to all subsequent waypoints of a leg, or to all waypoints before and or after a specific waypoint. To adjust all waypoint properties to subsequent waypoints of a leg, select the last waypoint in the route table and click on the numeric field of the property you would like to adjust. Enter the desired value via the virtual number pad. Confirm with Enter. Repeat this procedure for all other properties you would like to adjust. The properties for all subsequent waypoints in this leg are now configured. Before and after waypoint. To set a single value on all waypoints before and or after a specific waypoint, select the desired waypoint in the route table. Click on the numeric field of the property you would like to adjust and enter the desired value via the virtual number pad. Confirm with Enter. Right-click on the numeric field of the altered property. As required, select Apply to all waypoints before or Apply to all waypoints after from the pop-up window Context menu. The Apply Property window pops up. Confirm by clicking on Yes. Now you have configured the particular property for all waypoints before or after the selected waypoint on this route. Waypoint properties. To display waypoint properties, right-click on the desired waypoint in the route table. Select Details of Waypoint from the pop-up Context menu, and the Waypoint Properties window appears. The following fields can be changed for a selected waypoint by clicking on the respective field. Waypoint Name. Selected waypoint. Latitude, longitude. Position of selected waypoint. Tide, Expected tidal range at selected waypoint. Note 1, Note 2. Free text note for waypoint or leg. Change range at waypoint. Change to new chart range at selected waypoint. Turning radius. Turning radius from selected to next waypoint. Connect cross-track distance. Connect cross-track distance with turning radius to next waypoint. Allows having a non-parallel cross-track distance limit for a particular leg by connecting to the limit of the next leg. The smaller value will be used. Wheel over line alarm. Wheel over line alarm for selected waypoint. Waypoint approach. Waypoint approach for selected waypoint. Rhumb line. Great circle. Determined leg type from previous to selected waypoint. Cross-track distance port. Cross-track distance starboard. Cross-track distance for port side and starboard side from previous to selected waypoint. Turning radius. Turning radius from previous to selected waypoint. Connects cross-track distance. Connects cross-track distance with turning radius to previous waypoint. Add waypoint. Click on Planning Mode in the taskbar, and the Planning Mode window pops up. Create a new route by clicking on the New button. Click on the Edit button in the toolbar. To add a new waypoint, move the cursor to the desired position on the chart pane and left-click to set the first waypoint. Repeat the process in order to set more waypoints. Note: it is recommended to select the All Radio button in the IMO Categories menu of the chart settings in order to display all dangerous objects during the route planning. Insert waypoint. To insert a new waypoint, right-click on the route leg in the chart pane, and the context menu pops up. Select Insert Waypoint. A new waypoint will be inserted in the chart pane at the cursor's current position. All waypoints along the route will be renumbered. Shift waypoint. To shift the position of a waypoint, click and hold on the waypoint you want to move. Now, move the waypoint to the desired position and release the mouse button. Remove waypoint. To remove a waypoint, right-click on the particular waypoint you want to remove from the chart pane to open the context menu. Select Remove Waypoint, and the waypoint will be deleted. All waypoints along the route will be renumbered. Waypoint details. To check the waypoint details, right-click on a particular waypoint or on the route leg to open the context menu. Select Show Details, and the Waypoint Properties window appears. Click on the respective numeric field and/or alphabetic field in order to adjust properties. Click on Go to Waypoint in order to display the previous or next waypoint details. Add annotation. To add or edit an annotation, right-click on a particular waypoint or on the route leg to open the context menu. Select Add Annotation and the Edit Annotation window pops up. Enter the required value for distance or time in the numeric field as unit selected, nautical miles, or minutes. Decide whether the additional remarks should appear before or after the selected waypoint and apply with OK.
Activate route. As soon as a route has been loaded for monitoring, it becomes active. While the sailing mode in the taskbar is activated, click the Nav button in the toolbar and the navigation window pops up. Select the Route tab. To activate a route, click the Load Route button and the Load Route window pops up. Select the route you want to be monitored and confirm with OK. The route is activated and displayed in the chart pane. Loaded route indicator. A currently loaded route status indicator is shown in the Route tab of the navigation window. The color code indicates the following status: green LED, check status, checked and safe; red LED, check status, checked and dangers; unlit LED, check status, not checked. Route property. In the Route tab of the navigation window, click on the Load Route button to open the Load Route window. To check any route's properties, select the desired route you want to check. The route property shows the following information: route name, name of the selected route; check status, status of the route checked and safe, checked and dangerous, not checked; check at shows the date and time when the route was checked; safety depth used, safety depth in meters; safety contour used, safety contour in meters; air draft used, air draft used in meters. Note: to check the loaded route's properties only, click on the Properties button in the Route tab and a pop-up window shows the route's properties. Deactivate route. To deactivate a loaded route, click on the Unload Route button in the selected Route tab. The route is deactivated and removed from the chart pane. Route Monitoring Alarm. Click on the Nav button in the toolbar and select the Route tab. The operator can activate or deactivate certain alerts in the Route Monitoring Alerts panel. To configure the route monitoring alerts, define the settings and values for waypoint approach, wheel over line approach, waypoint passed, off schedule. Load user charts linked to this route automatically. Waypoint, WOL approach. To activate an alert for waypoint approach and/or wheel over line approach, click the waypoint approach and/or wheel over line approach checkboxes accordingly. To define whether a particular alert triggers either a warning or an alarm, click on the arrow button and select either by warning or by alarm. To define when an alarm or warning should be triggered, click the From Active Route radio button, and the system will use the values as defined in the route table. See topic 5231. Alternatively, select the Custom radio button and define the time individually. Click in the Custom numeric field, enter the time in seconds via the virtual numpad, and confirm with Enter. In addition, it is possible to define the distance travelled from the time the rudder is laid to the time the vessel responds to the rudder by turning. To define F distance, click the Settings button in the taskbar and select the System Settings tab. Click in the F distance numeric field. Enter the distance in metre via the virtual numpad and confirm with Enter. Waypoint passed. To activate an alert when a waypoint has been passed, click the Waypoint Passed checkbox. An alert is triggered when a waypoint has been passed as selected by warning or by alarm. Off schedule. To activate an alert for off schedule, click the Off Schedule checkbox. To define the time limit, click in the Off Schedule Time Limit numeric field. Enter the time in hours, minutes via the virtual keyboard and apply with Enter. To define when an alarm or warning should be triggered, click the From Active Route radio button or select the Custom radio button and define the time individually. Click in the To Waypoint numeric field and enter the desired waypoint's name. Click in the At numeric field and insert the estimated time of arrival. Note, once From Active Route is activated, the user must define planned speed, kn, and ETD in the route table. Automatically manually linked user charts. To link the required and available user charts automatically, click the Load User Charts linked to this route automatically checkbox. To link user charts manually, deactivate the Load User Charts linked to this route automatically checkbox. Click the Select User Charts Manually button and the Show Hide User Charts window pops up. Select the desired user charts by clicking the respective checkboxes. Show Hide Cross-Track Distance, Wheel over Line and a Beam Line. Click on Chart Settings in the toolbar and select Chart Display tab. Click on Route to expand the menu. To show cross-track errors, wheel over lines and waypoint a beam line, select the Show XTD, the Show WOL and the Show a Beam Line checkboxes. The cross-track distance, wheel over line and a beam line will be shown in the chart pane. To hide cross-track errors, wheel over lines and waypoint a beam line, deactivate the Show XTD, Show WOL and Show a Beam Line checkboxes. Route Information S Mode. To display route information during the voyage, click on S Mode in the taskbar. All information regarding the active route is displayed in the Route Monitoring window. Route Properties, Waypoint Details, Filter Information. Route Information, Sailing Mode. Another way of displaying route information during the voyage is to activate the Route Monitoring info label. Click on Settings in the taskbar and select the System Settings tab. To activate the display of route information, select the Route Monitor and the Cross-Track Distance checkboxes from the listed info labels. Click on Sailing Mode in the taskbar. The info labels are displayed on the screen. The Route Monitor label displays the following information: Name of the monitored route, next waypoint's name, course to next waypoint and the next course, distance and bearing to next waypoint, ETA at last waypoint, distance and time to go to last waypoint. The cross-track distance label displays the ship's off-track position indicated by the side and the distance.
Own Ship Symbol. The own ship can be displayed as a simplified circular symbol or as an outline symbol based on the ship's shape. Symbol. The simplified circular symbol will always be displayed regardless of the displayed range. This is also a fallback mode if the ship's heading is not available. Outline Auto. The outline mode is the default setting. The simplified symbol should be automatically selected when the beam of the ship's true scaled outline is less than 3 mm, and vice versa. Symbol and Outline Mode. Click on the Nav button in the toolbar and select the Own Ship tab. To toggle between Symbol and Outline Mode, click the arrow button of Own Ship Symbol and select either Outline Auto or Symbol. Speed Vector Size. The voyage is represented by a vector. The vector's length is based on a set time and symbolizes the estimated course. Click the Nav button in the toolbar and select the Own Ship tab. To activate the feature, click on the Off button for speed vector size and select On. To determine the speed vector's length, click on the right arrow button for speed vector size and select the desired time interval from the drop-down menu. The ship's vector is shown in the chart pane. Predictor. The predictor indicates the ship's movements based on the available rate of turn and other dynamic ship parameters received from EPFS, for example, GPS and gyro compass. If rate of turn is not available, the predictor function will not work. To activate the function, click on the Off button for predictor and select the desired prediction interval from the drop-down menu. The predictor is shown by the Own Ship on the chart pane.
Heading beam. To activate a heading beam line to the edge of the screen, right-click on your vessel symbol and select Heading beam from the context menu. To deactivate the beam line, simply deselect the respective function.
Own track. The Own track or Pass track function shows the vessel's sailed track. To activate the function, click on the Off button for Own track and select the desired time interval from the drop-down menu. To determine time marks, click on the right arrow button for Own track and select the desired time interval from the drop-down menu. The Pass track, including time marks, will be displayed on the chart pane.
Chart Loader. The chart loader is the tool to facilitate chart loading and chart updating. To start the chart loader, click on Chart Loader in the taskbar. The pop-up window consists of the following category tab: Installed, Inventory, Report, Settings, Review Updates, Manual Updates, Chart 1.
Navtex.
Chart Browser. The chart browser is another tool for managing the chart collection, loading new charts, and sending orders, as well as receiving new updates. However, the chart browser will not be part of the Eglobe standard installation and is usually installed on a vessel's communication computer. Note, for detailed information, visit the SafeBridge online chart browser training course. Chart Catalogue and Chart Formats. The chart catalogue can be found via the Inventory tab of the chart loader or via the external chart browser. The system supports the following chart formats: ENCs in S57, S63 format, non-official S57, S63, ARCs, SENCs in the form of direct ENCs. Chart Overview. To get access to the chart overview, click on Chart Loader in the taskbar and select Inventory tab from the pop-up window. The displayed chart pane shows the chart coverage provided by 7Seas services. Installed charts are marked with solid lines while charts not installed but provided by 7Seas services are marked with dotted lines. The formats of the charts are represented in different colours. ENCs in S57, S63 format in magenta. Non-official charts in S57, S63 format in black. ARCs in green. Data with check status in red. Note: it's possible to select several charts graphically by a rectangle drawn on the chart pane. See topic 3123. Detailed information will be displayed in the inventory table. Chart tables. To access the different chart databases, select the desired chart product, S63, S57 or ARCs tab. The displayed chart table includes the following information: name, cell, chart name. Status, shows status of each item with regards to actions required. Product, product type. Producer, chart supplier. Installed edition, number of last edition. Installed update, number of the update. Update date, date of the last update. Expiry date. Last update applied, date when last mentioned update installation to SENC. To check whether an action on charts is required or not, an overview box provides information on the total number of installed, expired or not up-to-date charts and those expiring in the next 30 days. Filter. In addition, the currently displayed information in the table can be filtered according to the selected filters options: installation, expiry, and license. To adjust the different filters, select the respective checkboxes for the information to be displayed. Note: the filters only affect the current table which is relevant for the selected chart product.
Chart browser. With the chart browser, you can send orders as well as receive new updates from any chart supplier. If the program is installed on the same station, it will extract the data to the same predefined path, which is also accessible for the system. Otherwise, you can use any other computer with a chart browser installation and copy the received files with a USB stick.
Installing charts. Click on Chart Loader in the taskbar and select the Install tab in the chart loading window. To install charts or permits, click on the Scan Drives button and the Check Path window pops up. Verify the previous chosen media or path, the displayed items to be installed, and confirm with OK. If all charts have been successfully installed, click on the activated Apply button to store the imported data. If critical errors have occurred during the installation process, the user can reject the latest chart installation by clicking on the Revert button. If all charts have been installed without errors, the data will be distributed to all other stations and, in case of master and backup, be synchronized automatically. It is recommended to use the same workstation for the installation process, especially if FTP is used as a chart supply source. The installation process may take a while, especially if many charts are installed. For example, for a pay-as-you-sail full license. Please make sure to allow sufficient time. While installations or updates are running, you can still use the system for navigation or planning.
Status indicator. The status indicator monitors the entire installation process. It will display interim results if the system detects any errors. Green LED. No errors detected. Yellow LED. A number of errors detected during data import. Yellowish-orange LED. Critical errors detected. Affected data will not be imported. Updating ENCs. Chart updates are provided weekly by download, email, or on CD. To ensure a correct update process, every ENC has got a unique license file. The ENC updating procedure is the same as the ENC installation. Chart updates. Click on Chart Loader in the taskbar and select the Chart Inventory tab from the pop-up window. Select the desired Chart Product tab. Click on the desired chart in the inventory table. Right-click on the respective chart and select Show this chart from the pop-up Context menu. The chart will be displayed on the chart pane, marked with a solid white line. To activate the Review Updates tab, right-click on the respective chart in the inventory table and select Review Updates from the pop-up Context menu. The chart will be displayed in the center of the chart pane, and the Review Updates tab is activated automatically. To view a specific update on the chart pane, select the desired update from the Showing Update or Updates of Chart table. The update will be displayed in the chart pane. Alternatively, select the first entry from the Showing Update or Updates of Chart table and view the updates individually, using the keyboard's down arrow button.
Installation process. The installation process is the same as ENC installation. Updating process. The updating process is the same as the ENC updating process.
Installation process. The installation process is identical to ENC installation. Updating process. The updating process is identical to ENC updating.
New Object. Click on Chart Loader in the taskbar and select the Inventory tab from the pop-up window. Select the desired Chart Product tab. To add manual corrections, right-click on the chart to be updated manually in the Inventory table and select Manual Updates from the pop-up context menu. The chart will be displayed in the center of the chart pane, and the Manual Updates tab and the Edit button in the toolbar will be activated automatically. Click in the numeric fields and enter Display Name, Description, and User Input ID. Select the symbol for the object to be added. Move the cursor to the desired position in the chart pane and add the object by left-click. To place the object in the correct position, right-click on the grey widget and select Move to Position from the pop-up context menu. The Move to Position window pops up. Click in the numeric field, enter the new position, and confirm with OK. To complete the process, click on the Apply button. Note, the user input ID has to be entered once per session until the entered updates have been applied or rejected. After that, the ID must be entered again. Existing object. To correct an existing object, move the cursor position to the object in the chart pane. Right-click and the context menu pops up. Select Move Object. Note, if there's more than one object at the cursor's position, the Select an Object window pops up. Select the desired object from the list and confirm with OK. Click and hold the widget. Move the cursor to the new position and release the button. The original object will remain in the old position, annotated with a delete mark. To complete the process, click on the Apply button. Edit Manual Correction. Right-click on the chart to be updated in the Inventory table and select Manual Updates from the pop-up context menu. The chart is displayed in the center of the chart pane, and all manual updates are indicated by a grey circular widget. To edit a manual correction, move the cursor to the relevant object's grey widget. Right-click and the context menu pops up. Select Move Object or Move to Position. Move the object to the new position. To complete the process, click on the Apply button. Note, an action can also be easily rejected by clicking on the Reject button, and the charts will not be affected. Delete manual corrections. Right-click on the chart to be updated in the Inventory table and select Manual Updates from the pop-up context menu. The chart is displayed in the center of the chart pane, and all manual updates are indicated by a grey circular widget. To delete a manual correction, move the cursor to the relevant object's grey widget. Right-click and the context menu pops up. Select Remove Object. To complete the process, click on the Apply button. Withdraw manual updates. To withdraw manual updates, move the cursor to the original object. Right-click and the context menu pops up. Select Withdraw Updates. All manual updates will be deleted and the object's deleting mark will disappear. To complete the process, click on the Apply button. Manual Update History. Click on Chart Loader in the taskbar and select the Inventory tab from the pop-up window. Select the desired chart product tab. To view the update history, right-click on the relevant chart in the Inventory table and select Review Updates from the pop-up context menu. The chart will be displayed, and the Showing Update of Chart table shows all updates related to this chart. To view manual updates only, deactivate the display of automatic updates by clicking on Show Automatic Updates checkbox. The Showing Update of Chart table displays manual updates only. Backup arrangements. An adequate backup arrangement is essential to provide continuity in the event of failure. There are two ways to realize such a backup in practice. The first is a second independent IMO-compliant ECDIS. A safeless and seamless transfer of the navigation from one station to the other must be guaranteed. The second option is to carry a full folio of paper charts covering the area of the intended voyage. Those charts must be maintained and updated in the usual manner. You should check which backup arrangements are present on your ship in order to plan backups of important data. Restore system settings. In the case that the ECDIS is not working properly, the system settings should be restored. To restore system settings, you can either reboot the PC unit or click on Settings in the taskbar and select System Settings tab from the respective pop-up window. Click on the Exit Navigation Mode button. The Exit Application window pops up. Confirm the exit by clicking Yes, and the Integrator window appears. Click on Restore System Setting button. Confirm with Yes in the Confirmation Required pop-up window. The system will be restored to the default manufacturer's settings. Restart the system by clicking on Navigation Mode. Note: in case the ECDIS is still not running properly, shut down the system completely. Wait a few minutes and reboot the ECDIS. If the system is still not running, repeat the procedure Restore System Settings as commissioned on board. If there's no improvement, call the manufacturer. Synchronization indicator. The chart work can be done on any station. The chart loading and updating functions will be blocked on all other stations until the loading process and synchronization are done. The update status of the collection status is displayed in the synchronization table, indicated by color code as follows. Green LED. Station's collection includes recent changes. Station is online. Yellow LED. The chart collection differs to the master station. Synchronization is not yet completed. Orange LED. Data collection is not updated or station is offline. Grey LED. Station is not configured inside the network. Manual synchronization. Manual synchronization is only necessary if an error has occurred. Click on Chart Loader in the taskbar and select the Install tab. To synchronize all stations, click on the Apply button. Once the installing process has been completed, the data will be automatically synchronized throughout the network. Automatic synchronization. If a problem or an error is detected during manual synchronization, the collection copying will be repeated automatically. The status should remain yellowish-orange. Any station that was offline during a complete process of chart loading and synchronization will check the latest collection status first. Once a difference is detected, the initiation of synchronization will start automatically. If a station is turned on while chart loading or synchronization is still in progress, its status will turn to yellowish-orange, and the synchronization will continue in the normal manner. Whenever a chart has been deleted on one station, the updated chart collection will be synchronized with the other stations as well.
File Manager. The File Manager is the tool for managing all user-related data in the system. Click on Settings in the taskbar and select System Settings tab from the respective pop-up window. Click on the Exit Navigation Mode button. The Exit Application window pops up. Confirm the exit by clicking Yes, and the Integrator window appears. To open the File Manager, click on the File Manager button. The following categories of data can be selected. Routes tab, Routes Text tab, Marks tab, User Chart tab, Reports tab, Watch Handover tab, Logs tab, Screenshots tab, Replays tab, Profiles tab, System Information tab. Import data. To import data into the system, insert a removable device in the USB slot. Select the Category tab for the data to be imported. Click on Browse and select the path where the desired files are located. Select the file or files to be imported. To copy the file or files to the system, click on the arrow left Import button. Deleting a file. One or more files can be deleted in the File Manager. These files will be permanently removed from the system. Note: replay files are preserved from being deleted for at least 92 days. Click on the desired Category tab and select the file to be deleted. To delete a file, click on the Delete button. The selected file will be removed from the list. Note: as a safety matter of consistency, it is not possible to delete routes. This data can only be deleted from inside the navigation mode. To delete all files from a subpage, select the respective Category tab. Click in the window containing the files to be deleted. Click on the Select All button. All files will be marked. Click on Delete, and all files will be removed. Note: In case multiple ECDIS systems are configured over a network, the performed action will be synchronized and changes will be applied to all units within the network. Screenshots. To create a screenshot, right-click in the chart pane. Select Save Screen Copy from the pop-up Context menu. The screenshot will be saved in the Screenshots tab of the File Manager. The saved picture of the screen can be exported via File Manager. See Topic 821, Instruction 3, Export Data.
Short-term recording. To display a recorded track, right-click in the chart pane. Select Track Records from the pop-up Context menu. The Select Date to see the track window pops up. Click on the displayed arrow or in the Select a File to Play numeric field and enter the desired date via the virtual date-time pad. Click Enter and apply with OK. The current C picture and all recorded data will be displayed on the chart pane. Long-term recording. The plotted line of position is recorded in the ship's track and preserved without the possibility to change or delete. All records for the last 92 days are saved and cannot be deleted in the File Manager. An automatic deletion will not be accomplished. After 92 days, it is possible to delete recorded files, but it's not necessary for reasons of limited storage capacity. Start playback. A record is started every 24 hours to ensure that the data is saved at these intervals. Click on Settings in the taskbar and select the System Settings tab from the respective pop-up window. Click on the Exit Navigation Mode button. The Exit Application window pops up. Confirm the exit by clicking Yes, and the Integrator window appears. Click on Replay Mode G2 button. Apply with Yes in the Confirmation Required pop-up window. To start the playback, select a recording from the displayed list of records. Apply with OK from the pop-up Confirmation Required window. Note: in order to ensure that the user is made aware of being in replay mode, the ECDIS always indicates replay mode in good visible letters at the top of the screen. Replay slider. The replay slider consists of a play and a stop button. The timeline bar is used to adjust the time of the replay file.